I'm going to make a Creole seasoning mix. This mix is no sodium, so if you're watching your sodium, you don't have to worry about the mix itself. The ingredients that we have for it are 1 tablespoon of sweet paprika, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. This garlic powder is homemade. I do it by freeze drying the garlic and then I grind it into a powder. Next, we have 2 teaspoons of onion powder. Again, I make my own, so there's nothing else in it except for onion. Next, we have 2 teaspoons of oregano. We have 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. If you are sensitive to heat, you can certainly use less, or if you like a lot of heat, you could certainly add more. Next, we have a teaspoon of ground thyme. I ground it myself just a few minutes ago, so it's nice and fresh. Pepper is the last ingredient. We have 1 teaspoon, and I use white pepper. The reason I use white pepper is it is the lowest oxalates version of pepper. Black pepper and green pepper are really high in oxalates. The white doesn't have the husk on it that the others do. So if you're watching your oxalates, use the white pepper, but if you have black pepper and don't have an issue with oxalates, certainly that is something you could do. All we need to do is stir this up. And I'm just going to use my whisk here just to make sure I get it all stirred together. Then I'm going to put it into an airtight seasoning jar. I reuse my seasoning jars, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I just wash them out and use them for the next seasoning that I make. Since I make most of my own blends anyway, I don't know when the last time was that I actually bought a seasoning jar. If you wanted this a little finer, you could put this into a food processor or a blender to make sure all the little pieces are incorporated, cut up, and it'd be a little finer of a powder. But for what I'm going to be using it for, I really don't need it to be a fine powder, but certainly you could. So I have a jar here, funnel, that's just to make it easier. This will keep for a few months in an airtight container, which is what I've got here. And now we have a no salt Creole mix.